Welcome back to Good Day State Line. 2020 is an important year for the women's suffrage movement as it marks 100 years that we've had the right to vote. Mary and Rhonda are here to tell us how Rockford is celebrating. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome back. You were here with us last year. Now
Yes.
you're back to tell us about this because this is a huge deal.
It's a big deal.
Before we get to how big of a deal it is, introduce yourselves.
Yes, I am Mary McNamara Bernston, and I'm an organizer for Women's March Rockford.
I am Rhonda Greer Robinson, and I am a member, and I'm also the NAACP president, so we really work together to make a difference.
Yeah, me too.
Which is very important everywhere in the world, especially when it comes to women.
It is.
Because, you know, 100 years ago, we couldn't even vote.
That's right.
There are other things within those 100 years we got the right to do, and there's still, you know, still a little inequality out there in
There is.
certain
What a
parts.
perfect segue.
Thank you.
Those inequalities.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about, you know, what's going on this year, how you guys are celebrating, and everything involved.
Okay, so we're marching on January 18th at noon at the Rockford City Market. We're meeting there. And we're going to do a pretty short march around just west on State Street to Chestnut Bridge and then loop around back to the City Market.
Okay.
We've got great speakers planned. We have Sherry Bustos coming back, our U.S. representative, a big supporter of Rockford and a friend of Women's March.
And you're obviously involved in the group, but also in your other groups too. So how did that
Yes.
happen? How did you get involved?
Oh, wow. Good question. Well, we really work in partnerships, and we try to make a difference. Instead of everyone out trying to do their own agenda, we push them together, and it makes a big difference.
Does
That's
strength
totally
in
true.
numbers.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, somebody
Yeah.
who's looking for a way to get involved, to participate, to learn more about what one of the organizations is doing. It is hard when there are so many choices.
so
It's
true.
easier when you're coming together and you're like, okay, well, sure, sometimes we're separate, but in this big fight, we're together.
That's right. That's right. We think of ourselves as a coalition of groups. So we have so many groups in Rockford that are women's advocacy groups and support groups and service groups that are part of Women's March. So we're individuals that belong to a group that takes organizations with it. So we call
So
ourselves
what
a
does
coalition.
the Women's March mean to you? What, you know, everyone knows, obviously, you're saying we're going to march from here to here to here to here, but obviously there's a bigger underlying mission.
Yes.
So how would you describe it?
Well, we can both do that, maybe. We'll take our turns. I think of it in three ways. I think of the Women's March. I think we answer the question, why do we march, often? And it kind of changes depending on the day, why we're marching in our own words. But I think of it as leadership awareness. We try to give the leadership in our area some awareness that these issues still matter to us, that they're ongoing, that they're unresolved, that they're not where we want them to be. So whether it's our local leadership, our federal leadership, law enforcement, it doesn't really matter. We're the leaders in the community, we want them to know that we are here and these are our issues. I look at it as a way for public education. So maybe you have an issue for yourself and that's why you're marching. Let's say it's for gun sense laws, but you get to the Women's March or you come to a Women's March meeting and you realize, wow, people are here for the Equal Rights Amendment. People are here for reproductive health. People are here for education, you know, legislative issues. So that's another reason. And then I think we just want to have a group that we have shared values in, and we can look at each other and value each other's voices and experiences and have a shared experience at this march.
I think, too, it's probably a safe place for anyone who isn't really sure how they feel about a certain topic or, you know, but they're a woman, probably.
Yes, probably.
And they say, well, there's a place where I can go and find some people who are managing these groups, and maybe that's somewhere I need to be more often, or another organization, because like you said, you're all going to be there.
Right.
Right. Feeling that empowerment, I think, is maybe what you're describing.
Yeah.
Right?
Unity.
Feeling empowered by the unity that we
unity.
have there.
And equality, and kind of trying to get rid of some of the bias.
Yeah.
We must continue to fight as far as women are concerned. We have a lot of women in the United States who are in power. And if we don't support each other, who will?
You've been holding that card for the
know.
last 5 minutes. So before we're done, tell me what the card is.
Oh, this card is fabulous.
It is fabulous.
This card has all the women organization, not the, actually just the organization. It has like the U.S. Senate, the state representative, each of the districts, Illinois governor. It has,
Our local officials.
oh yeah, the local we have the representative from District 68. So anyone that you're looking for, and this small card, and on the back, Mary.
Yes, we've got
Share
our
the
women's advocacy groups.
Yes.
So the women's groups that we kind of, our coalition started with, they're on the back with their contact information. And then we have even our local official, our mayor is on here and our
Yeah.
county board chairman.
Anyone you're looking for.
Yeah, and in fact, the news stations are on here.
Do you
So
like
it's a
that?
great little way, and we have our mission
Yes,
statement.
the mission statement.
That's right.
The mission statement is it's empowering for all women. Also, it has the Facebook for the Women's March.
Yep.
So everything you could possibly need.
Now it's a
to-
little tiny.
We can
little
all
tiny.
see that with a magnifying glass.
So true.
So I'm sure that if anyone wanted a card or to talk to you ladies, where could they go?
Where could they go? Okay, well, first of all, we've got a couple events leading up to the march. But the march itself is a great place to start.
Okay.
We're going to be handing out literature there about our group, and you'll be able to see that. And you could also just attend one of our monthly meetings. We're on Facebook at Women's March Rockford, and we have a website, womensmarchrockford.com. So please find us and please come to the march.
Wonderful.
Share the information about the pen.
And there's a great pin too.
Yes,
Yes.
and there's a great pin too. We've got.
You got it all. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here
Thank
today.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Up next, we're going to show you the new in-body scanner at Orange Theory Fitness, and later Michelle Markham's Crafty Corner. But first, it's birthday time. From Seinfeld and Veep, Julia Louis-Dreyfus turns 59 tomorrow. On Tuesday, rock god Dave Grohl turns 51. Hamilton star Lin-Manuel Miranda will be 40 on Thursday, and she was named 2019's most admired woman. Former First Lady Michelle Obama turns 56 on Friday, and lastly, Betty White, everyone's favorite human being, turns 98 on Friday as well. Happy birthday.